Hi and welcome to this new timeless reading. We're going to be looking at the new energies that have been coming into the field lately. And when I say it's a timeless reading, it mainly means that when I decipher them and they come in contact with my consciousness is not necessarily the timing for everyone. So that's the point of having it be a timeless reading. Depending on what you're dealing with and what your field is running, you might get some activations or answers at a proper time that is not necessarily the day this gets posted. So we're going to look at what is leaving the collective field, what is entering the collective field, and how to best anchor and use it. So that's going to be a 3-card reading. So what has been entering the field? We have the High Priestess. So that would mean higher knowledge. It's a higher feminine. I would say not a huge fan of anything divine feminine or masculine. I mean, the misconceptions are endless with that. It's way too broad. So I would call it more like a higher knowledge is entering the field, which would mean technically that we have a chance to elevate the collective baseline. It's been stuck at a frequency for a very long time. And the higher knowledge is, I hear it's a silent integration, so it's just the way we see things or go about things might get a little kick that takes it to a new level. What is leaving the field now? That's the 7 of Sticks. So what I get from this card is the codependency. Yeah, so that makes sense. The higher knowledge is that we can rely on ourselves more on a deeper level, and it's the feminine aspect, so it's as if we're in stronger capacity to self-nurture. And the 7 of Sticks, and the first thing that came up to me was codependency, depending on others, having this like small tight-knit tribe, either your family, your close friends, that you don't necessarily keep around just because you enjoy their personality, but more what they can do for you. At some point, I think in the collective evolution, we'll have, like, it makes sense, it has its place for sure, but at some point in the greater scheme of things, it would be to each access or optimal level of personal strength and sovereignty and collaborate, not depend on each other like a helpless toddlers. And when I say toddlers, it's not condescending, it's more look at some aspects of yourself who didn't get the chance or opportunity to grow into full maturity, and when you take an objective look at it, you can then bring it back into yourself and address it properly. So that's also the aspect of the higher consciousness coming in with the High Priestess. We have the space, the nurturing energy, and the response in the field to now be able to do something like that. As before, there might have been, especially in survival energies, survival situations, we might have been in before, and I've obviously been in those situations at one point for sure. Codependency has its place, it's necessary, it's vital, it's literally vital in some respect, and now we have a chance to fully graduate from that, and it's not too soon, and it's amazing. Honestly, I'm very happy to be reading this today. So how can we integrate this in the best way possible? So we're going to be looking at the 7 of Cups, and that's awesome because it's pretty much in resonance to what I'm doing right now. It would be to do more things you love doing, and I love making reading videos and such, and I haven't been able to do any in many months. And it's not because I didn't want to. There was a lot going on and I had no space or energy to be doing that, even if I love doing that. Sometimes in life you have to address things that are not that interesting or fun to you at all, but that's necessary. And then at some point you get back to being able to do things you love. And cups, 7 of Cups. What I like about this card is in each and every cup there's a different element. So how I see it, it's aspects, things you love to do or create, you already hold within. They're held in your cup or your cups here. So it's not something you have to force or go look outside of yourself to bring it into your world. It's something that you already have access to. That's some project or some hobbies or some lines of work or anything like that you already had going but had to quit for whatever the reason was, or that you could not take to the next level because there wasn't time. And as extremely frustrating as it is, there's such thing as like we hear sometimes divine timing. It is what it is. Not the most enjoyable thing to hear, even if the concept is technically beautiful, but I will call it more in this respect and of this reading. It's a collective timing, as if in the past few months we had to go dig deeper and deal with a lot of things. So when we come back to the 7 of Cups energy, it's fresh, it's renewed, and we're in a space where it's it makes sense for us to be holding it, to share and give from a space that feels a lot more like overflow. So I hope this helps. Have a good day.